Yo, what is up, 12s? Victor here, Seahawks Nation update. And listen, I've been checking the news all week, and I gotta be real with you. This team is heading into 2026 with some serious storylines that every single fan needs to be paying attention to right now. Like, we're talking about a squad that just came off a Super Bowl run, and instead of just riding that wave, there are already big questions about who's gonna be here to finish what we started. And that's exactly what we're breaking down today. First, our starting right guard. Look, I know a lot of you are in the comments every week like, cut this guy, start the rookie, do something. And I hear you, I really do. But I dug into the details, and honestly, the situation is way more complicated than just pulling the plug on him. There's a contract angle here that changes everything, and you're going to want to hear it. And on top of that, we've got a young receiver who came through Seattle's UDFA class and already got moved on before training camp even started. Already gone, already signed with another team. And for me, that story hits different because it shows just how ruthless the bottom of this roster is right now. Two stories, one theme. This team is in motion, and every single move matters. Before we get into it, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We are grinding toward 5,000 subscribers, and your sub literally moves the needle. Drop a like too. It helps more 12s find this channel. All right, let's get into it. All right, 12s, let's get into it. And we're starting with a story that I know a lot of you have feelings about, because this one hits close to home for anyone who's been watching this offense try to find its identity up front. We're talking about three veterans who are very likely playing their final season in Seattle in 2026. And look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This is one of those stories where you read it and you just sit there for a second. Like, man, time really moves fast in this league. So the Seahawks are chasing back-to-back Super Bowls. That's the mission. That's the standard right now. And to do that, you need the right pieces in the right places. But for three guys on this roster, this upcoming season might be the last chapter of their story in a Seattle uniform. Let's start with Uchenna Nwosu. And honestly, this one stings a little for me, because Nwosu just came off what might have been his best and healthiest season since he first got here. The man was a problem off the edge. He was disruptive, he was consistent, and alongside Derek Hall, who just got extended by the way, that pass rush was real. But here's the thing. Nwosu turns 30 in December, and he's entering the final year of his deal. And the reality is, the Seahawks might just let him walk and test free agency. They've already got Hall locked up. They've got DeMarcus Lawrence on the other side, and from a business standpoint, it makes sense to let Nwosu go chase a bigger bag somewhere else. Could Seattle try to bring him back cheaper? Maybe, but I wouldn't bet on it. And that hurts, because this guy gave everything on that field. Now the next one, this one is straight up emotional for any fan who remembers what this defense used to be. Jarran Reed, the last player from the Legion of Boom era still wearing a Seahawks jersey. Let that sink in. The last one. Reed has been solid since coming back to Seattle, and the defense has only gotten better around him. But he's going to be 34 this season. He plays one of the most physically demanding positions in football. And even though he technically has 2 years left on his contract, the cap math and his age make this feel like a natural ending point. I wouldn't be surprised at all if Reed decides to hang it up after this season. And if that happens, that's it. That's the end of an era in the most literal sense. The last piece of that legendary defense gone. Man. And then there's Anthony Bradford. Now look, I already know some of you are about to go straight to the comments. Bradford has been controversial. There's no question about that. Last season had some rough moments from him, real rough. And a lot of fans, myself included at times, were frustrated watching him struggle. But here's where it gets interesting, and this is actually where our next story picks up. Because while a lot of 12s are ready to move on from Bradford, there's a very specific reason why cutting him might not actually happen, and it's not just about football. There's a contract situation, there's cap math, there's a bigger picture here that I think changes the conversation completely. So stay right there, because up next, we're breaking down exactly why Bradford might actually be going nowhere and why the answer might surprise you. Okay, 12s, now let's talk about the story that I know has been living rent-free in a lot of your heads. And honestly, in mine too. Anthony Bradford, right guard, the most debated starter on this entire roster. And the question everybody keeps asking, is he finally getting cut before training camp? The short answer, no. And let me tell you exactly why, because this is more than just a football decision. Look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend Bradford had a clean season last year, because he didn't. There were moments watching him play where I literally had to put my phone down because I couldn't take it. We're talking about plays where he was getting bullied in pass protection, plays where he was slow off the line on zone blocking, and this one really got me, plays where he actually got in the running lane and took out his own running back. Like, come on, man. I get why the 12s were frustrated. I was frustrated. A lot of us were calling for a change mid-season. But here's where the conversation has to get more honest, because Bradford didn't finish the season the same way he started it. As the Seahawks were pushing into the playoffs, he got more consistent. He showed up when it actually mattered, and that counts for something. That's not nothing. Now, the Seahawks are keeping their offensive line pretty much intact from last year. Same core group, and Bradford is still the projected starter at right guard going into 2026. Yes, there's a rookie in the building, Bo Stevens, 5th-round pick, 148th overall in the 2026 draft, and I know a lot of you are hyped on him, and honestly, I get it. But the reality is, Stevens is not ready to be a full-time starter right now. He's a developmental piece. And Christian Haynes? He's been in the mix for a while and just hasn't taken that step when given the opportunity. So as much as some of us don't love it, Bradford is the best option at that spot right now. And then there's the contract side of this, and this is the part that I think a lot of people are sleeping on. Bradford is in the final year of his rookie deal. If Seattle cuts him, the dead cap hit is only $200,000, and they'd save $3.674 million. So technically, the money makes cutting him easy. But here's the thing, if you cut him, who starts? You're handing that job to a guy who isn't proven yet, in a season where this team is trying to win a championship. That's a gamble the front office is not willing to take right now. So what this really comes down to is a prove-it season for Bradford. This is his moment. He's an unrestricted free agent after this year, and if he carries that playoff consistency into a full 2026 season, he could actually earn himself a second deal, either in Seattle or somewhere else. But if he goes back to those ugly early season performances, I think everybody in that building knows what the answer will be. Right tackle Abraham Lucas is locked in at $46 million over 3 years because he's reliable. Bradford needs to show he belongs in that conversation. So, yeah, Bradford isn't going anywhere before camp, but he is absolutely on notice, and I think deep down he knows it. If you're new to the channel and you're feeling this breakdown, please hit that subscribe button right now. We are pushing hard toward 5,000 subscribers, and every single one of you makes this community what it is. Drop a like too. It takes 2 seconds, and it helps other 12s find us. Now, let me bring this all together for you, because when you look at both stories we covered today, there's a bigger picture here that I think is really important. On one side, you've got 3 veterans, Nwosu, Reed, and Bradford, all likely playing their final season in Seattle. Guys who have been part of this culture, part of this run. And on the other side, you've got the roster already shifting at the bottom with young, undrafted guys getting moved before camp even starts. What does all of that tell you? It tells me this organization is in full transition mode, even while competing for a repeat. They're managing cap space, they're developing young players, they're making hard business decisions, and they're doing it all while the window is wide open right now. That's not easy. That's actually a really fine line to walk. Is the picture concerning? A little, especially when you think about losing veteran leadership after this year. Is it exciting? Absolutely, because the core of this team is locked in. Sam Darnold is here, Witherspoon is here, Byron Murphy is here. The foundation is real. But this is a decisive moment for this franchise. And for guys like Bradford, this 2026 season isn't just another year, it's everything. Stay locked in, 12s. This offseason is just getting started, and we're going to be right here breaking it all down for you. Victor out, Go Hawks.